Hi, I'm Cassandra. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be setting up my April 2021 bullet journal setup themed around the Grishaverse, Six of Crows, King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo. Now this theme is actually breaking a 3-year tradition of me doing my favorite bands for April. In 2018 I did Panic at the Disco, 2019 I did Set It Off, and then in 2020 I did a variety of different bands for each page. And we're breaking that tradition because I am just that excited for the Shadow and Bone TV series. It's definitely going to be worth it though. I am in love with my cover page and I will never shut up about how pretty it is. So without further ado, let's just hop right into it, shall we? Well, if we're being honest, I wasn't actually planning on doing a voiceover because 1, I hate voiceovers, and 2, I've been really sick the past couple of days, and so my voice is kind of like gone. But I feel like what is necessary for the sole reason of me wanting to explain the process of this video and just a couple other things that I want to talk about. And so I'm here with my semi-scratchy voice. Now that I'm like hearing myself actually speak, I'm like, ooh, this might be really bad. First off, this is of course themed around the Grishaverse by Leigh Bardugo, like I mentioned in the intro. So it contains references to Six of Crows, Shadow of Bone, and King of Scars. Now, I first read Six of Crows a few years back after I recommended it to our school book club, and we all really enjoyed it. And then last year, I finally got around to reading Shadow and Bone by listening to it on audio in my car to and from work, and needless to say, I didn't quite make it through the 3rd book apparently. However, since there is so much hype around the Shadow and Bone Netflix show coming out this month, I wanted to take another shot at the series and actually finish it this time. So I'm currently halfway through the 2nd book, and I plan on cracking open Six of Crows afterwards before moving on to King of Scars, which I also tried to tackle last year but ended up DNFing it, which was like my first book I've ever actually DNF'd, but I did plan on returning to it. And the Shadow and Bone TV series is giving me the excuse and the motivation. I was gonna do this theme in May actually, because like I said in the intro, I had a tradition going with April being about bands, but I was literally so freaking excited that I broke that tradition, and this excitement has been perpetuated by 2 people over on Instagram that I do want to mention. And first is Pages of Rosie. She drew a map of Ketterdam and I literally fell in love. And then I went back and I went through all the rest of her pages, and they are beautiful. Her cover page even inspired my calendar page, which you'll see in a bit, but I already had an addiction to drawing book maps. It's clear if you've seen my September cover page and my March cover page, and then another page that I did in March as well, which was just 2 different maps from the Ranger's Apprentice book series. And this one was a whole new challenge. The amount of detail that was in this book map was mental. And it was pretty mental of me to recreate this in my journal. This map is the version in the front of King of Scars, and it took me, I kid you not, 10 hours and 2 separate days to complete. This is literally sped up 10,000%, which is as fast as you can actually speed up a clip in Premiere Pro, and I could only cut it down to 5.5 minutes. Like, that's as condensed as it possibly can get. Now, the ultimate question that you may be wondering was it worth it? And to which I will say, hell yeah, this is the most epic cover page I have ever made. And it's kind of funny because a couple years back, I remember I made a My Hero Academia themed bullet journal on my old channel, and I remember saying how it took me 2.5 hours to just do the cover page, and it didn't even involve sketching, and I made it such a big deal. And I'm like, 2.5 hours is nothing. Nothing compared to this. The filming of this cover page took me longer than I have spent on previous entire month's worth of pages, if that makes sense, not involving sketching. I need to shut up about it because I'm literally just, how did I do that? Why did I do that? However, it was really therapeutic, I'm not gonna lie, especially doing like the stippling and stuff. And just in case you were curious, this entire month's worth of spreads that I show in the video took me 17 hours of recording, and that's not including the sketching phases, and that doesn't include the pages that I'm going to do off camera for my Instagram. So no, I do not have a life, just in case you were wondering. The second person that I did want to mention that has given me so much hype for the Shadow and Bone TV series is Shots by Sophia. Now, she's not a bullet journal account, but rather she makes amazing edits of herself that literally look like she walks right off the pages of a book. Like, this girl is so freaking talented. And she did this photo shoot that I'll show on the screen, and it was based off the trailer that she saw. And oh my gosh, I'm literally still in awe. And her entire Instagram is gorgeous. You should definitely go check it out. I'm in love. She has a lot of like Harry Potter stuff, which I'm living for as well. The talent she possesses, I could never, honestly. This is just, anyway. So her amazing edits also inspired me a bunch to really get my butt in gear and do this theme for April. This calendar page is so pretty. It's so pretty. And the Six of Crows font that I used for the word April is everything. And honestly, this is why I don't do voiceovers a lot, because I realize that I just talk about how much I love my pages that I made. But after spending 17 hours on this bullet journal theme, like, I would hope that I would love it as much as I do. Now, the bottom is a silhouette of Ketterdam, or Ketterdam. I don't remember. I don't really know how to say it, but potato semantics, am I right? This spread actually looks a lot more complicated than it actually was, even though I struggled a lot more than I want to admit with drawing all those crows. I don't know why. They're just silhouetted crows, but oh my gosh, I just struggled. And now the calendar page is definitely a step down from the cover page, but I really couldn't top that or spend another 10 hours on a page, or else I would have gone crazy. But I do love how it looks, like I said. Yikes. So this was yet another hefty page that took a long time to complete. This is inspired by Alina and the Darkling symbol, Alina's Sun Summoner signal. Wow, that was a freaking mouthful. Alina's Sun Summoner symbol is on the left, and the Darkling's is on the right with the sun in an eclipse. This was tricky because I had to angle my page after coloring in the black to see where the pencil lines are, if that makes sense. Like, I had to see the glare of the pencil lines and then lay the page back down flat and then trace where I was pretty sure kind of where the pencil lines were. And I do really like how this page turned out. It reminds me a lot of my January theme for this year with all the gold. And I don't know why I torture myself with doing gold for my health tracker, because then when I fill in each tracker, I have to like wait for it to dry before I turn the page to do the rest of my bullet journal, like filling out everything. But it looks good and it looks pretty, so I'll just suffer for a month like I did in January. So it's fine. It's totally fine. Okay, so I already had 3 pages in a row that set really high expectations for my bullet journal, right? They look amazing. I'm gonna say that. I spent a lot of hours on it. I'm gonna say they look amazing. But then I did my highlights and to-do page. And I crashed and burned hard. In fact, I crashed and burned so damn bad that I decided to glue those pages together to spare myself from seeing those horrid pages ever again. I cannot believe that after these 3 incredible pages that I created something as hideous as the pages that were my to-do and highlights page. So, I will spare you of seeing that horror and instead show you attempt number 2, which looks so much better. So much better. Like, I'm still in awe of how ugly that those pages were. I don't even want to think about them. Oh my gosh. Finance page was based off of Jesper because he has a gambling problem and I have a book buying problem. So we have so much in common. And it was perfect for my money page. And I was gonna do a more serious quote about that one quote about like, if you can't beat the game, change the odds. That one. And then I saw this quote and I was like, perfect. I just love it. And it reads, "Don't worry, people pointing guns at each other all the time in Ketterdam. It's basically a handshake." I love it. And then it did some wonky ass dice at the bottom, but it's fine. They're wonky. It gives it character, you know? And then for my quote page, there's nothing really to say. It looks very similar to my calendar, but instead I put the iconic 6 of Crows quote up at the top, "No mourners, no funerals," which I saw a TikTok where it was like I put the fun in funerals, or it was a meme, or it was something. So every time I go to write the word funeral, I read it funeral, because I was like, just for spelling's sake and whatever. It's just something I never asked for, but it's something that I'm stuck with. Anyways, this is the final flip through of my April 2021 bullet journal themed around the Grishaverse, and I hope that you loved it as much as I do, and I hope you didn't mind me just ranting about how much I love my own bullet journal. Bye! Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end of the video. It really means a lot. If you did like it, please do give it a like, and also comment down below. Let me know what your favorite page was of my journal, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you like what you see and you want to see more. I post bullet journal videos every single month, as well as some lifestyle story time, kind of whatever the heck I feel like posting, if I'm being honest. But it's a fun time over here. Also, I just quickly have to mention the hairstyle. I really wanted to go for some like fantasy vibe hairstyle, and so I think I succeeded. I have never done like these sort of braids before, but I'm like, damn, she looking fine. And I even did like a little photo shoot with my book background because I was like feeling it. So I just really wanted to mention that because my God complex is showing when my hair's like this. That's all I gotta say. Thank you once again for watching, and I will hopefully see you in the next video. Bye guys!